Hello, thank you for your interest in becoming a referee here at East Moline Silva Soccer Club. We want you to do the best job, so we created this video so that we could go over some of the most important rules for every age group. All right, before we get started, let me put on the right uniform. All right, I have everything I need. Let's go out to the pitch. All right, so for the bigger fields, for the older kids, that'll be U9, 10, 12, and 14. We use a similar set of rules for all those games. The FIFA rules apply for general gameplay. So everything that has to do with fouls, tackling, out of bounds, goal kicks, those type of things are all the same. So please refer to those rules that you can find either in your manual or online. For most games, we will not have linesmen, so we won't be using flags. For 7v7 games, we will use one referee, 2 if possible. For 9v9 games, there will be 2 referees standard, but if we have enough, we will use 3. So in the event that we do have 3 referees, we will be using flags. On the 7v7 fields, one of the biggest differences is the build-out lines. These lines are here to allow for the teams that are on defense to be able to start play without having too much pressure. So every time the ball goes out for a goal kick, or even when the goalie gets possession, we need to tell the attacking team to back up to the build-out line. They are not allowed to come out to get the ball until the defensive team releases the ball up the field. That is either the goalie rolling it out, throwing it out, or if it's in the instance of a goal kick, they have to kick the ball out before anyone can make an attack to try and win that ball again. On the 9v9 fields, there are no breakout lines. You use standard soccer rules and only allow the attacking team to be outside of the goal box. They cannot be inside the goal box when there's a goal kick. If the goalie has passed possession of the ball and is ready to release it, the other team needs to give him 5 yards and not be encroaching on the play, but they are not required to go out to the breakout lines. Always be aware that the goalies have a minimum of 8 seconds to release the ball. When they get the ball after a shot is taken or a loose ball is collected, they must release the ball after 8 seconds. They cannot take any longer than that. If the goalie does, you're allowed to blow your whistle and award the other team an indirect kick. The next thing that we're going to talk about is offsides. It's a complicated rule, but it's very important to the game. If coaches feel that you are not calling offsides correctly, they tend to get very frustrated. So if we are defending this goal and the red team is in front of us and doesn't leave that position until the ball is played through, they are not offsides. If I'm here and my other defender are in front of them and the ball is played, then they are offside. Generally, you want to be in a good position straight from the play so that you can see where the attacker's position is. You don't want to be too far behind the play or too far ahead. Be lined up so that you can see exactly where that player is positioned. Substitutions happen frequently throughout the game. Everyone at this level plays. No one should be sitting for long periods of time. Coaches have been alerted that this is a fun recreational league and that everyone should play. The one thing you need to be worried about is when we make substitutions, have those substitutions come to the center line. Do not sub off the bench. Those substitutions can only happen when the team who's in possession of the ball makes a substitution. If the other team has the ball, has the possession, you do not need to allow for a substitution unless both teams have someone on the line. If the yellow team has possession of the ball and they want to make a sub, that is fine. If the red team wants to make a substitution, but it isn't their ball, you do not need to allow that substitution unless the yellow team has someone on the line. When a substitution occurs, you should blow your whistle and signal for a stoppage of play. As they make the substitutions, you make sure the correct amount of players are leaving the field and entering the field. You always want to make sure you count your players and they have even sides during the game. The other part of it is to make sure that once everyone is on and play is ready to start, you blow your whistle again to signal that the game has restarted. Do not allow the teams to play without you signaling for a restart. When the ball is played out of bounds, the key things that you need to look for on a good throw-in are that the player is completely behind the line. They cannot be stepping onto the field in any way when they make their throw. They must be behind the line. Both feet must maintain contact with the ground, and the ball must come all the way back behind their head. They are able to shuffle their feet, they are able to take a step, but they must maintain contact with the ground. A good throw-in always starts from the back, comes straight forward and on to play. The ball also cannot travel from the side or be pushed like this for it to be a good throw-in. When a ball is moving out of play, as long as even just a portion of the ball is still on the line, it can continue to be played. If the ball crosses a line, but a portion of it is still on the white area, a player can make contact and bring it back into play. That ball must completely cross the line before you blow your whistle and stop play. The same rule applies when it comes to a goal. The ball must completely cross the line for it to be awarded an actual point. If any portion of the ball is on the line and the goalie strikes it back out, it can be played again. The ball must move all the way across. Just to be clear, this is not a goal if the ball is still partially on the line. The goalie can grab the ball and pull it back into play. If the ball comes all the way across, blow your whistle and signal for the restart of a goal.